Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for our first Growing Through Literacy breakfast. We're virtual this year. How awesome is that? So we all get to hang out and enjoy this wonderful programming for the comfort of our homes. We're excited just to have so many of you tuning in today to support Literacy Network, especially through 2020, which has been such a challenging year. We are very grateful for everyone, and we are hoping the program is going to be done by 8:30. I'm Rachel Werner, I'm your MC, and I'm so proud to be a volunteer for the Literacy Network. The organization does so many amazing things for adult learners throughout Dane County, helping them to improve their lives, not only for themselves, but for their families and for future generations to come. And I'm hoping that you will all be so inspired to see all the stories that are coming over the next few, like I would say about 55 minutes as well, that will help show kind of the impact the organization's having throughout the year. This is the interface. So I've never used, I have to be honest, this communication software before we were planning for this program. So the audio controls, pay attention to the slide in front of you. You have 4 sections, and then you also have a question box that's going to pop up because this presentation today is going to be interactive. So there'll be times where we're asking you to answer poll questions and submit information into the chat box. And so make sure you understand where the various control mechanisms are, and make sure you can also submit questions to us at any time throughout the program too. So our first quiz question today is, what does literacy mean to you? So based on the control mechanisms that you guys just saw, you want to go into the chat box for this one, and you're going to enter in, because throughout the presentation, we're going to have, Jeff's going to chime in at some point, Executive Director of Literacy Network, to read some of the responses you guys are sharing with us. We want to hear literacy means in your life, as well as how you've seen that maybe impact others around you. So that could be anything from children to other adults, especially if you're an educator, share with us as well. Jeff, I was just talking about you, and now you're here.
Hi, Rachel. I just want to let folks know that you can use the question box in the interface to type your response to this question: what does literacy mean to you? Good morning, everybody.
Did I use the wrong word? Is it question? Must be question box, not chat box. So I'm still used to using Zoom. So this is why we're all learning this morning. See, Literacy Network is teaching all this thing. So that's amazing. So literacy, as I was saying before, we want to hear exactly what that means in your life. And then we're going to have sharing the responses happen throughout the presentation, but then also we're going to show how literacy, the meaning of it, means so much more to so many more people, especially here in our community, which is exactly what Literacy Network is all about. So we're waiting to hear your guys' responses. I'm super excited to have people join in. I know that soon Jeff is also going to be back. So the other thing we love about literacy is that it helps people build skills, right? So you build skills, and that it changes financial security, improves their health, and by their, let's see, how do I best explain this? So learners, as they learn to read better, their writing improves. It helps them communicate with their healthcare providers, educators for their children. It helps them become more a part of our community each and every day. When adults build their confidence and skills, they have the powers to not only change their lives, but change the lives of so many people, not only in their families, but also other people in their neighborhood, maybe their coworkers. So it's a ripple effect throughout our entire county. We hope to inspire adult learners who are achieving their dreams through Literacy Network. Throughout our presentation today, you will see this QRS code. Yes, that's a way at any point if you want to chime in with a donation, you're just going to scan that with your mobile device. There's also the direct website link for everybody who is with us, maybe on a tablet or on their desktop computer. So you can also donate directly online that way as well. And at any point that you can go, even after today, and donate on the website through that direct URL. So save it someplace, and hopefully you will help be motivated to continue to support Literacy Network's efforts today. We next want to thank all the volunteers and our event supporters today, especially the donors who are sponsoring today's virtual event. We have, Diane Ballwig, Wegner CPAs, Task, Stephanie Marquis, Blue Tree Communications, our wonderful website host today, and of course, the amazing staff and volunteers at Literacy Network. Our next.
Okay, I'm Diane Endres-Ballweg, owner of Endres Manufacturing Company, a fourth generation business that is soon to be celebrating our 100th anniversary.
And I'm Dave Beck-Engel, Vice Chairman of J.H. Findorf & Son here in Madison. Very proud to be a long-standing partner with Endres Manufacturing.
Me too, thank you. There are three essential legs that provide stability to the life school of success, and those are health, education, and shelter. Education is very clearly shown at the Literacy Network, but the Literacy Network also impacts the other areas of success, and it creates community friendships.
And with that in mind, we're inspired by the community the Literacy Network builds, the influence you have in the community, and most importantly, the influence you have on educating people in our community.
With the many challenges and pandemics that we are facing in today's society, there are conflicts and polarizations that are also almost always overwhelming. A friend told me that no matter what our race, gender, our opinions, our age, our political views, that we need to live with one mantra that is only 5 words long. And I remember this and I repeat it often. We're all in this together. We're all in this together. That is clearly displayed at the Literacy Network. They learn and they work together, and they're a great example for the rest of society.
So in the spirit of we're all in this together, we're so proud to be a sponsor of today's event, along with Endres Manufacturing, a longtime cohort in our industry. And so thank you to everybody who's here and part of this event today.
I really appreciate that we really want to help people. It's not just a job for them. You can see that. You can feel that they are really worried about your needs. Even during this pandemic, they have been asking everyone if we are affected for the pandemic, if we need something. It's not just about English classes, it's about helping people, it's about offering all the resources that they have to help.
Literacy Network teaches reading, writing, speaking, and computer skills to Dane County adults so they can achieve financial security, well-being, and deeper engagement with their families and the community.
I mean, think for a moment, if you couldn't speak to your colleagues, if you couldn't speak to your children's friends, to your children's friends' parents, if you couldn't go to the community picnic and just connect with your own neighborhood.
In March, Literacy Network began to mail textbooks to all of our students, and we also surveyed them every week to find out how they were doing, how their families were faring.
More than 50% of our learners lost their jobs, unfortunately, and they were seeking for financial assistance. They needed to find another job. They needed information about food pantry, COVID-19 testing, health insurance, and we started making connections with other agencies to be able to serve our students. And I'm very happy to say that even though it was a very difficult time for everyone, student services in the whole Literacy Network family were able to provide all of these services to our students.
So for summer semester, we transitioned all of our programming to Zoom instruction. And we knew from our surveys that most of our students didn't have computers or internet at home, but 85% of them did have smartphones. So our learners are starting to gain those skills for logging into a Zoom session. That will really help them assist their kids with those things when they're having their own virtual learning experiences.
And right now it is a little hard for me because the pandemic, the COVID-19 is hard for everybody. And right now we don't have the class face-to-face. But I have the tutor. She take the time for me for the practice the English with she, and she every class call me or tell me I need something for the programs, for the food, for the money, for the parent, for too many things we need for this part, the COVID-19.
You don't actually understand the impact that you're making as a tutor until you're actually in the classroom or you're working with someone one-on-one. I had the opportunity to talk through what was the impact that COVID had on the Dane County School District, and the person I was working with did not know what those impacts were. Those are the things that really make a difference in someone's life.
One of the things I love about the Literacy Network is that they collaborate with many other agencies. Specifically in this pandemic time, they are not only working on English lessons, they are a trusted resource. And I cannot say that enough. Many, many nonprofits are working with people, but to have clients who trust you and build a relationship that many times lasts for years, that is quite an extraordinary thing for a nonprofit to do.
Their spark of hope is really what keeps us going, and in service of that, we're willing to adapt and do whatever we need to do.
They just want to improve their English, you know, and there are other students who also want to continue with their GED program or with the citizenship classes, and they are so resilient. So it doesn't matter what comes, including a pandemic, right? They just want to keep working hard to accomplish everything.
That's why I'm taking the English classes. I want to improve my English, and that way I can apply for better jobs.
We have 3 kids at home, and the communication is good, the program is good, and the teacher is very, very smart.
We've enrolled about 350 students so far in the semester, and we've also brought the duration of our class periods back up to where they were before the pandemic.
They're not just doing English lessons, they're really helping people with the vital services that we all need. And I think that the Literacy Network has very cleverly and soulfully understood that English lessons are simply a tool, a means towards an end, and that end is all of the priorities that their people are thinking of.
Literacy Network will always be here for our students, no matter what's happening in the world around us, and our belief that everyone deserves the opportunity to learn and grow and thrive is what is going to keep us going. It's what's going to keep our learners going, and our community is going to withstand this and come out stronger.
I really like the kindness of the people who were there. All the staff, the teachers are great. So that's why I choose Literacy Network.
Today I feel more independence when I go to the street outside in the supermarket or the store or the school. My life is changed. My second daughter, she say, "Oh, Mom, you got it, you got it."
Thank you to Diane Baldwin and Dave Beck-Engel for our last amazing introduction to this wonderful video we just got to watch. As Annabelle just said, it's not just about English classes, it's about helping people. It's about offering all the resources that they have to help them. This trust and commitment is so important to helping adults and families get through this incredibly hard time. So now, hopefully everyone's paying attention. Poll question, first one. So now we're going to go to the poll box and answer this. Since the beginning of 2019, how many Literacy Network adult learners have passed their test and become new citizens? Go ahead and enter your responses into the poll screen. I'm not going to help you because I actually know the answer to this one, so no cheating. As we were saying before in the last video, it's really incredible. We're so blessed and thankful to Diane and Dave and to Fendorf and the other sponsors we named before, like Blue Tree and Task, for just helping us put this presentation on today, and those who've been supporting Literacy Network for the past many, many years. Whether it be fiscally or with your time as a volunteer, we really can't thank you enough this morning for continuing to help these programs go on. Ready for the
Rachel,
answer?
I just wanted to chime in real quick and give a big thanks to Aaron at Blue Tree Networks. Blue Tree Communications has been such a great supporter of the work that we're doing. Aaron in particular and Jennifer have volunteered their time to put this on together with us, and so we really appreciate that. So thanks to everybody for your help. So do we want to go to the answers?
Yeah, I know. Like I said, I didn't time it. All right. So those of you who answered 66, you got the right answer. Congratulations to Near. In 2019, 50 learners passed the test and became citizens. Because of COVID-19, the government stopped testing new applicants for several months. Despite this, we still have 15 new citizens who were students here at Literacy Network, like Near, who you're looking at a photo of right now, who have passed the test so far in 2020, and several more who will be sitting for their test soon. Other citizenship programs have increased significantly in the last 3 years, thanks to wonderful volunteer instructors and tutors, and because of the support of the Wisconsin Technical College System. Now, Jeff keeps popping in and out before I've actually formally introduced him. So now I'm actually going to say, please welcome the Executive Director of Literacy Network, Jeff Burkhart.
Thank you, Rachel. Thanks so much. I'm sorry I popped in and out. I just couldn't resist. I wanted to just say hi. But I wanted to thank you, Rachel, for your time and your energy and your excitement about the work that we're doing at Literacy Network. And I want to thank all of you for taking the time to join us this morning. I'm so grateful that you're here, and I welcome your feedback throughout the presentation and even after we're done here today. I'm thrilled to work with such a great group of amazing adult learners, volunteers, staff, and donors. And I was the first person in my family to go to college. I struggled a lot with the study skills and confidence that I needed to be a successful student. But I had a professor named Claude Cookman who took me aside one day and said with a really beautiful, wide smile, I believe you can do this. And he was so enthusiastic that I actually believed it myself. And I did succeed. And I thought about that a lot when I was looking at things to do with my life. And so I volunteered for a literacy organization because I wanted to give back myself. My first learner was named Juan. He had 3 kids and 3 jobs, and he struggled to find the time to make it work. But it made a huge difference for him, and not only for him, but also for his family. And that was the hook for me. You know, it was a hugely rewarding experience to see what we were able to get accomplished. And since then, I've seen doors open for thousands of adult learners who started on new paths in life, thanks to Literacy Network. And it was because we believed in them. And it's a great honor and privilege to be a part of their journey and see them reach their goals. And because of you, our wonderful donors and volunteers, adult learners had a lot of support from Literacy Network through the pandemic. Our deep collaboration with the community served our students. That trust that we had among our students and the collaboration among staff and volunteers helped us to provide culturally relevant support. And while everything was challenging, of course, when the closures hit us, our preparation and partnerships made it possible for us to connect with adults and families and give them the support that they needed right away. And it was possible only with your support. 215 donors stepped up to the challenge this summer and provided $156,000 in 6 weeks to help us maintain our services and close a pretty significant gap that we had. We knew that the needs were huge and we knew that we needed to serve them, but we lost a lot of contracts and grants during that period of time, but we filled that gap, and it's all thanks to you. You are the reason we exist, you're the reason we persist, and we are so grateful for you. We miss being in that same space with everyone, but the creativity of staff and tutors ensured that adult learners can keep learning. Staff members mastered online tools really, really quickly, and tutors donated laptops that are now available to students to help them to continue their studies. And while we're still helping students work towards those big goals like citizenship and high school degrees, We know that COVID has impacted us greatly, and those numbers are down because of COVID. But we are still seeing our students become more confident in their communications. We're helping them prepare for what's next. And of course, we're asking them regularly, as you saw in the video, what they need. And we're helping them to get what they need in terms of food and income assistance. The data tell us that persistence is absolutely vital. With 100 or more hours of adult education, participants average an increase in earnings of more than $9,600 each year. And that does not come in year 1 or year 2. It often comes in years 5 and 6. So it's a long game. It's not a quick fix. It is one of the most effective poverty reduction tools available, however. And with volunteer contributions of more than $600,000 each year, our tutoring programs are an effective and efficient investment in reduction of poverty. I'd like to thank the adult learners who gave their time for the presentations that you'll see today, the board members, the staff, and the volunteers who have joined us in putting this event together today. I would like to also give a special thanks to Jane McGowan, our stalwart development director, who started her job the week before the pandemic shut everything down, and has bravely approached this new challenge with great determination and dedication to supporting adult learners. I'm so glad you're with us, Jane. I'd also like to give a very sincere thanks to my friend Stephanie Marquis, who put together the video you just saw and has been essential in helping us put this event on together. And of course, Blue Tree Network for hosting our event, and all of our wonderful speakers who've taken the time to express how literacy has had an impact on their lives and those around them. And of course, thank you all so much for joining us and supporting our work. We absolutely could not do this without you. And I'll turn it over back to you, Rachel, but I think you need to stand up so your light comes on.
Well, I was gonna say, I'm actually loving like what this lighting is doing for my hair. Like it's got this cool club effect going on. So I'm just gonna rock it until the next video clip and I'm gonna sort it out.
All right, sounds good.
So thank you, Jeff, for explaining just more in depth how Literacy Network continues to just change lives for its adult learners and for their families and others in the community. And thanking again so many of the wonderful volunteers and donors who continue to make this program, all the programs that Literacy Network runs, continue to happen. So now we're down for our next question. Number 3 is up. This one's also a poll. So how many students in the high school equivalency, I need to practice saying that word, guys, tutoring program has received their diploma since 2019, January of last year? So think about it. You got to think. So not only in 2020, but going all the way back to the beginning of 2019, how many students have received their high school diploma through the tutoring program that Literacy Network provides? I don't know the answer to this question. I actually knew it, but I've already forgotten. So I'm really curious if my guess is going to be correct, because I'm going to be like trying to figure this one out right along with you guys. Plus I'm in the dark, so I've got a lot going on here. I feel like I should be doing like the Jeopardy music. Hopefully someone's saying it at home right now. Do, 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 do. Yeah, oh, here we go. The answer? 43. Oh my gosh. My internal guess was so wrong. Congratulations to Chris Beld. Because of COVID-19, the Madison College testing service was closed for months, similar to the citizenship exams that the government usually offers. It's operational now, and Literacy Network is so proud of the 10 graduates who have gotten their high school diploma so far this year. So that means 33 people received their diplomas last year, and then Chris and 9 other fellow students have gotten their diplomas already here in 2020, even during the pandemic, which is amazing. So congratulations again to Chris. So we have another video coming up for you guys. I really hope that like I'm gonna be able to keep it together and keep a dry eyes until this program's over, or my makeup's gonna be a hot mess. So we're happy to introduce you to Tiago, who arrived in the US from Brazil just before the pandemic shut down. That's what's coming up in our next video. He has been studying with Literacy Network remotely since then. He will talk about what a difference Literacy Network has made in his life. While you watch, we'd like to invite you to tell us more about his story in the question box.
I am a production engineer, and I also have a Master Business Administration. So we are using Zoom. That's great. That's working. I can understand the other student. I can understand the teacher. I can make questions and then answer me. So that's working pretty good. I'm trying to find a job in my area. I know the language is a challenge. It's a wall between me and my goals. And I'm just looking for a new start. Doing English is to be a better speaker tomorrow than I am today. So that's what I'm trying to do every single day that I study English. When I arrived in the US, I couldn't say one phrase in English. So I think English Literacy Network improved so much because every ask that I did, like I asked for more class, I asked for more conversation, I asked for more homework, and I asked for help to find a job, I asked for a lot of things, and they helped me in everything that I asked. You can find empathy with the others who are in the same situation than you. I'd just like to thank everyone because they are great. They are doing a great job because I can see that's helped me a lot, and I think that's helped other students as well.
Now we're going to hear from a former adult learner who just completed her high school diploma in April of this year after working with us for 9 months. She is now enrolled in college classes at Madison College. We're so glad that Michelle Mccarter could join us. While you watch, we'd like to invite you to tell us what is most inspiring to you about her story in the question box.
I came to get my GED because I wanted to go to college, maybe get a better job. Oh, the things I was doing before, I was a CNA, then I did factory work, and I'm getting a little bit too old for factory work and CNA work. I want to do something better. I love numbers. I like adding. I just like math. Math is my favorite subject, and I always wanted to be an accountant. I wanted to go to school to be an accountant when I was younger. But me having kids and working, that got in the way. My point was this, to change the game in my family. There's not enough college graduates. My kids been trying to push me to go back to school for the longest, but I was like, no, I can't afford it. Because I had to make money to take care of them. So now, since all my kids are grown, so this is my time. The staff been really good. They've been helpful in everything. I got tutors to help me. The tutors was very helpful. One-on-one, that was very nice. Especially when I went to the college for the 509 program. When I went to the 509 program, the teachers, they had so many students, they wasn't able to work with me individually. So having a literacy network to come here and have a tutor to help me is pretty cool. The tutoring really helped me. I struggle with writing and put my words and everything together. So it helped me out a lot. It helped me with my confidence to go back to school, especially at my age. Sometimes I think at my age like I'm too old, but with having that tutor around, somebody to give me the extra help, that gave me the extra push to go forward. I just don't want an associate's degree. I want to maybe get my master's to show my grandkids that they can get it too. If I can get it, they can get it. Nothing is scary about Literacy Network. It's kind of mellow here. And Literacy Network is mellow. Everybody is very helpful, and you receive one-on-one help. It's nice. It's a lot going back to school with a lot of people. So coming back on a one-on-one, more intimate, is kind of better to me. It worked out fine for me. I know I really like the Literacy Network, and the people there was pretty great. I tried to get my GED like numerous of times and work and have 4 kids. This was my success getting it with them.
Congratulations, Michelle, and best of luck in your studies at Madison College. Thank you for sharing your inspiring story with us today. Next, we're going to recognize some of the people who make all of this possible. As many of you know, volunteers are the heart of the Literacy Network. Each year, more than 500 volunteers dedicate their time and talents to supporting adult learners. Mona Kleoff is one of our most dedicated tutors. Mona has worked with 2 citizenship students, including Rosario, who passed the test in July. During the pandemic, they worked over the phone to make sure Rosario would be ready for the test. What I found to be her best asset was her ability to utilize her positive attitude to interact effectively with students. Mona is a gem, and I'm glad that I've met her and worked with her, said Citizenship Program Manager Mona Satare. Mona also tutors students hoping to get their high school diploma. Mona always goes above and beyond in her efforts to provide the highest quality tutoring. She is creative, determined, and infuses hope through her sensitivity and positive attitude. Mona believes in each learner's abilities and potential, and they know it, said GED Program Manager Marie Nibby. We're proud to recognize Mona as an outstanding tutor, and we'll next hear Mona's story about why she dedicates so much of her time and energy to the Literacy Network.
I got involved with the Literacy Network starting in 2018, and I was inspired to do it because of my mom. She was an ESL tutor in the Milwaukee area for a number of years. I felt like she was making a difference, and I loved that she was connecting with people from all over the world, but were living in her community. You know, you always have that person in your life you admire, and my mom is there for me, and she's, I wish she could still do it with me today. It gives more independence to people, and that can mean a better quality of life. It can mean better health care. It can mean benefits for your entire family. I'm always happy to tell people that I get to be a part of what the Literacy Network does. It's an organization that I feel does so much good in our community. The support you get as a volunteer is it's constant, it's steady, it's meaningful. The interns have been exceptional with being a point of reference if there were any questions. The program managers also are very accessible. The people that work at the Literacy Network, how dedicated, motivated, supportive, and just helpful. Each and every one of them are, no matter if you're working there, if you come to the desk, if you're a student, if you're a tutor, it's just a really positive atmosphere. With increased literacy, it can mean that you will be more active of a participant in our community. The day that she took her exam, I don't know if I thought of anything else. I was pacing around the house. I was so nervous, and she passed. And that was a really great day. I was also very, very proud of her. Thank you for recognizing me.
It
It is a great honor to now recognize two of our most generous donors. When I first met Bea and Lau several years ago, I was impressed by how deep an interest they took in the work of Literacy Network and the impact that we have in our community. They asked a lot of great questions to assess the efficiency of our work. They got to meet several of our learners, and they ultimately decided to make a lead gift to help open our new learning center. About 2 years ago, I invited them to visit and showed them our unfinished basement and mentioned that we were thinking of turning it into a classroom because we had such demands on our space. Lau then turned to me and he said, "We can help with that." And that started the creation of our 5th classroom. I'm also honored that Lau and Bea agreed to join our board of directors this year, and they've increased their annual support this year as we faced budget challenges related to COVID-19. They are two of our outstanding donors and volunteers. Here are our friends, Lau and Bea Christensen.
Well, Bea and I have been active with United Way for many, many years, and we were a little bit aware of Literacy Network because they're a partner agency, but we didn't really know much about them until 2014. 6 years ago, our good friend, Peter Lundberg, said, "Lau and Bea, would you come over to Literacy Network and meet Jeff Burkhart and learn about the organization?" And we said, "Well, of course." Well, in short, we were amazed. They were operating out of a very modest building, and across the parking lot they had a makeshift classroom in a former sandwich shop. We learned about the huge need in Dane County, that there's so many people, over 50,000 adults who struggle with low literacy. And the short story is that we were so taken by the organization, we made a lead gift to the capital campaign.
And we feel passion for the less fortunate. And so the things that we feel that we have given and will continue to give is not just money. It's feelings. And from the heart, when you witness a volunteer sitting with a person that can't read or does not understand or has a different language, and look at their face and see how happy they are, and you can tell that they feel fortunate to have someone care about them. And that's why we give, because we want all people to be as happy as we are. And we're very happy people.
Literacy Network is a very effective, very efficient organization with a rather modest staff of about 18 people. They mobilize over 500 volunteers to assist the staff in assisting more than 1,000 adult learners per year. Astounding numbers, over 1,000 adult learners who are being helped to improve their literacy. And that to us is really quite remarkable. And we continue to support it with gifts every year, and we would encourage people who are interested in developing our community, because this really is community development. They can get better jobs, they can be better parents, because so many of these adult learners are learning English because they want to be able to help their children in school with their schoolwork. And then of course there's the citizenship studies, which help people become citizens. We're just so impressed with the organization and encourage people to join us in supporting the Literacy Network.
There are many people that can help, and so what we are asking is for people that can help to do so. It will make you feel great, it'll make them feel great, and all in all, we'll all be happy.
Thank you, Bea and Lau, for all of your support of adult learners. We are so honored to have your support, and we're so proud of all of the learners, volunteers, and donors who have helped build a strong learning community here at the Literacy Network. My name is Megan Henneke, and I am the secretary of the Literacy Network Board of Directors. I've served on the board of directors for 3 years, and I first became involved with Literacy Network about 6 years ago when I moved to Madison and became a citizenship exam tutor. I've tutored 5 adults, and all of them have become US citizens. They've joined our community from the Gambia, Grenada, Ethiopia, Mexico, and Peru. They certainly enriched my life, and I am confident that they enrich the community here in which we live every day. Today, you've heard from many of the people who make up the Literacy Network story, our wonderful adult learners, volunteers, staff, and our donors. Adult learning is a huge commitment, and the pandemic has posed a massive challenge for all of our students. So today, it is really my privilege to ask you to make a financial investment to support these adult learners. This is an investment in equity, and this is an investment in the future of our community. I really believe that this is one of the most important investments we can make. And we have some exciting news to announce today. A generous group of donors have agreed to match any of the money that we make today. This includes Lynn Roth and Jean Martinelli, Tana Elias, Linda Rivas, Stacy and Ishmael Ozan, the First Weber Foundation, Task, and several anonymous donors. And they're challenging us all today with a commitment of $15,000 to support our adult learners here at Literacy Network. Your gift today will be matched by these donors. And many of our donors joined us here this morning. A heartfelt thank you to each of you. If you've been inspired today by what you've heard, and I just don't know how you couldn't be inspired, I'm asking you to join these folks. I ask you to consider joining me as a member of our Dream Builder Society by making a pledge to sustain the ongoing work of this incredibly effective organization. So we've shared a QR code with you, and you can use your smartphone's camera to take you directly to our donate page. Then we encourage you to join this Dream Builder Society. I'll go through the Dream Builder Society now. The first giving level, Building Hope, is a pledge of $1,000 each year for the next 5 years, which is about $2.75 per day. $1,000 per year allows us to cover the cost of textbooks for 50 students who may not be able to pay for their materials. Students are never turned away for their inability to pay for materials for a class. The next level is the Creating Dreams level. This is a pledge of $5,000 each year for the next 5 years. At $5,000 per year, you will support the enrollment of 60 students in level 1 classes and ensure that these classes will be available to new students each semester. We have approximately 400 new adult learners every year. The last level, Changing Lives, is a pledge of $10,000 per year for 5 years. This level will provide a full year of individualized tutoring and support for 15 adults. As you've heard here this morning, this program is highly effective and efficient. Adults in this program see the greatest improvement toward their goals each week during class. They have the dedicated support of interns and volunteer tutors who are trained in adult education. If you are joining me today as a member of the Dream Builder Society, my personal thanks to you for your support. And although I started by introducing the levels of the Dream Builder Society, we know and respect that many of you prefer to contribute at a different level. We truly appreciate any gift you are able to give today, and you can make that payment on our website. Perhaps you'd like to discuss a gift of stock or something else. Please feel free to contact us in the contact information on our website. I sincerely thank you for planting more seeds of literacy, for giving people a place to learn, and for a reason to hope. We really appreciate the gift of your time this morning, and thank you for being with us. I'll turn it over to Rachel to wrap the program up.
We are grateful to you for taking the time to learn and be inspired by our wonderful students, volunteers, and donors. By simply being here today, you've shared a huge gift, your time. You have helped to ensure that adult learners can continue to learn, grow, and thrive in this community. These are extraordinary times for all of us, and we are so honored that you've chosen to spend a bit of time to learn more about the Literacy Network's efforts in Dane County. We look forward to working with all of you again in the future. Thank you so much again to Jeff Burkhart and the entire staff of Literacy Network. Goodbye.